What's up guys, it is Tags, and this is a tutorial video for Minecraft Sexiest server. This one is for the Factions plugin. This is new to the server. It is replacing Townie. Townie was cool, but it just seemed a little too careberry for the survival server. Factions is much more PvP oriented and lets you do a whole lot more stuff. Yeah, in sort of that PvP faction guild sort of way. So how it works on our server, keep in mind this is specific to Minecraft Sexiest server, the way we have it set up. So in order to create your faction, oh look at that, I rolled. Alright, you're just going to type /F to get some commands. So that'll give you the beginning help information on factions. So we'll create one and sort of go through them really quickly. It is really similar to Townie in that you have the wilderness versus the claimed areas. There's just a few differences. There's one or two major differences, but the most are the same. So we can go /F !2 to get to the second page, and that one is where we start with learning how to create. So you can see in the middle there it's F create and then whatever you're going to call your faction or guild. So if I go /F create and let's call it Awesome Bill. Oh, that might be too long. We'll see. / and then enter. So now it says tags is created, new faction, Awesome Bill. So I think I've defaulted them to being closed. If not, just type /F and then DESC for description and put closed. What that does is it makes it so people can't join your faction without you inviting them. And the reason for that is down the road when you build a town and you got everything going, you don't want somebody to be able to just join your faction and spawn right into your town, take all your stuff and then leave. So make sure you do that /F DESC and then close so that you can invite other people. Okay guys, so we have created Awesome Bill like I said, and we've closed it off now. So if we go /F who, and we can write Awesome Bill, it'll give us some information on Awesome Bill. So it is closed, which means that an invitation is required. Members who are online, members who are offline if there were more, allies and enemies, which you can, in order to have allies, both factions need to set the other as an ally. Enemies, just one person needs to set them as an enemy and they become an enemy. These two little stars just dictate that that person is the admin, 1 star is a moderator. Okay, we're going to get into this LAN power, max power and stuff in a few minutes, but first thing I wanted to talk about was with regards to creating a faction, and it is open to anyone on the server. However, it does cost money. So you can't just create a faction for free. So you're going to have to get some friends together. The cost in order to create the faction is $500,000 on the server. But there is no upkeep anymore, and there's also no cost to claim more land. So once you have paid the $500,000, that's it. It's a one-time cost. So it's really not that bad. Get a couple friends together. It won't take very long to get the money together at all. Don't accidentally type the command in again though, because it will charge you and tell you that you can't make another faction and you won't get your money back. So keep that in mind. Do it one time, spend the money, and that's it. So let's go back in here into /F. So the first one we'll look at is, you can go through the rest of these two when you get a chance, but we'll go into, geez, where the hell is it? 3 maybe? Okay, claim. So claim is going to be almost the same as Townie. So if we did /F map, it's going to be sort of the same idea that we've seen before. We're the plus arrow. All these little dashes are unclaimed land. We're currently in the wilderness. So I'm going to look around and say, yeah, this place looks pretty cool. Let's start here. This will be my home area. So I'm going to go /F claim. Like I said before, it doesn't cost any money anymore once you pay the initial $500,000. So there we go, I've claimed the land. If we walk outside, it's again a 16 by 16 chunk. We're going to get wilderness again like we've seen before. So claim, let's just get a couple squares maybe. Go over to here, just waiting for wilderness to pop up. Claim, and that seemed really quick. Okay, so now if we go /f map, you can see down here it shows like a legend, so those slashes are Awesomeville, so it is possible that there could be other factions around you. You probably want to avoid that. Even the spot that I'm in, I went really far from spawn. It's a smart idea so that people don't just harass you and get into your area and destroy it. I'll maybe show you some video stuff at the end of what you can do in someone's area if it's not protected. Anyway, we've got the slashes, so we own the 4 plots of land there. So if we do a /f who, again, now normally you'd want to type Awesomeville, but there's only one right now, so it's not going to matter. So we're looking at everything's the same, except now this shows 4 10 10, whereas before it was 1 10 10. This is really important for you guys to pay attention to and understand, because otherwise I know people are going to bitch and complain when it screws them. For every member that that joins your faction, your maximum power will increase by 10. So if you've got 7 people in your faction, your maximum power is going to be 70. For every 16 by 16 chunk that you claim, you're using essentially 1 power is being required to own that land. So you can see right now we claimed 4, so that's 4 power are being used towards keeping that land active. We have 10 current power because I just made it, so it's at full power, and the maximum amount of power we can have is 10. So just keep in mind it's 4 10 10 right now, so I'm just going to what do I want to do here? I'm just going to find it. So if we use /f set home, I believe, so now we've got a teleport home that can be used for the entire faction by using /f set home. And if I go out into the middle of nowhere and use /f home, I get to come right back. Okay, so what I'm going to do is see if I can get this spider to attack me. Oh god, he's going to kill me slowly. Let's go and drown. What we're going to do here is just die, and I'll sort of give you an idea of what happens. Deep enough. Okay, so dying took longer than I was expecting, so we've died, and what happened when I died is it said your power is now 8 of 10, tags to swim with the fish, and it ported me right back to where my /f home was, so my faction's home. You can see I died, they killed myself in that water, it just took a long time. So you can see, like I said, power is now 8 of 10, so if we go /f who, we're now 4, 8, and 10. So what this means is this 8 is the active power of our entire faction. Anytime anyone inside the faction dies, our power that we currently have will decrease by 2. Over time it will slowly regenerate back up, but it is really important to keep this in mind that anytime someone in your faction dies to anything PvP or PvE, it will decrease by 2. If this power number ever gets lower than how much land you have claimed, your land will become susceptible to other people being able to come in and claim it. So as long as your area is claimed and you've got your buildings on it and you've got doors and you've got chests, it's all protected. No one can open the doors that's from the outside, no one can open the chests that is not a part of the faction on the inside. That said, you can still use the private that we've gone through in the past to have your one chest still protected towards you. But otherwise everything's protected inside. But if this power number, so if I went crazy and had just claimed all 10 slots, this number would say 10, this would be 8 with a maximum of 10. So the land now would be susceptible to somebody else coming into the area if they could find it, and they could do a /f claim They can't come right into the middle of your area and claim it, but they can claim the bordering areas, and you'll lose it. It will become their land. You will no longer own it. There's no crying about it. There's no whining about it. You didn't plan it properly. So when you're going out claiming, you really, it wouldn't be smart to max out your land, because if one person dies, you will become susceptible to somebody else coming in and stealing your land. Keep that in mind, guys, because it is really important to figure that out. So use the /fwho and then your name to just keep an eye on. You can see already it's gone up to 9, so it is regenerating. But you've been fair warned now. If you don't pay attention to this, you do run the risk of somebody coming in and claiming your land if they can find where you are. Other than that, you're protected. Nobody can destroy your stuff. They can't do anything, but if that number changes, they definitely can start taking over your bordering areas and moving their way into your land. So other than that, there's most of the stuff is pretty self-explanatory. You can figure it out in here. You are able to change your faction tag if you want, so if you don't like the name Austinville, you could change it to somebody else. To invite somebody, you just do /f invite and then the player's name, and they're going to get an invite, and they can choose to accept it or not. And let's just take a quick look here. You can kick your players. You can also unclaim land because you didn't pay anything. You don't have to worry about losing money, so if for some reason you decide you want to unclaim areas, you can go ahead and do that. You also don't have to have claimed land touching each other, so you could, if you wanted to, go and claim land that's further away, but keep in mind you do only get the one /f home, so you can't be porting between all of your different areas. You can use /f mod. This gives another player the ability to invite players, kick players, claim land, unclaim land, so make sure it's somebody that you trust. Obviously, admin is you actually give them your faction, so it's probably not going to be used too much. And then you just set your allies, neutral, and enemies. Like I said, to be an ally, both have to choose to be allies with each other, and I think that allows you to be on each other's lands. And you may not hurt each other either in PvP situations. Neutral is just neutral, which everything defaults to, and then an enemy is somebody that you can actively fight with. Keep in mind too, if you're in your land and someone who is an ally or neutral is in your area, they can't hurt you or do any damage. If it's an enemy, they can hurt you in your area, but you do take reduced damage as long as you're in your faction zone. So you're probably more than likely going to be able to kill them. That's pretty much the basics, guys. There's still 4 other pages of help, so use /f space !space and then a number 1 through 8 to go through them all. We'll put a wiki link on the forum, sexyminecraft.com. If you're not there, make sure you go and get signed up, because that's the only way you're going to get builder status on the server. And that's pretty much it. We'll probably start seeing factions start popping up now over the next little bit, and like I said, you use it to protect your area. I'll show you really quickly. We had one of the town groups do a little damage to one of the other guys that they had found their town to, so I thought while they were off attacking them, I would do a little do a little work against the guys that were causing the trouble, just to help the guy out who wasn't online. So these guys aren't using this anymore, but basically they had built up a town, and not a town, I guess it was more a building. They had a big farm here and stuff, and I decided that I would take a lot of the TNT that I had built up, and you have to remember too, we got rid of Townie, so that did remove all the protections, but they hadn't decided whether they were going to create their faction in the same spot or maybe go to a new spot, so I didn't give them much of a chance to you know, decide. I decided I would go to town, so their farm was pretty wrecked, and then their house has been oh, I got another roll. I blew up their lava that they had up there and popped open all the walls. What else we got? That house got some nice big holes in it. So faction, if you had a faction that was protected, that would keep your area safe. You wouldn't have to worry about somebody putting TNT in your area. This used to all be walls. You can see the TNT did a good number on that. And yeah, oh, I can't get in here. I think it's all down the other side as well. I think I blew up that side as well. I pretty much just went crazy. I blew, I think, close to 2 stacks of TNT. So I blew up all their chests, all the floor. It was fun. We had a good time. Now these chests, and this is exactly, if you watched my tutorial on protecting chests, this is exactly why. You can see these 3 chests, they were protected. Now I can open them because I'm an admin, but it didn't matter how much TNT I put around them, they won't blow up. So everybody gets one, unless you're a VIP, which you can find out how to become VIP on the forums, and then you'll get up to 3 protected chests wherever you want them. So yeah, that was just a little fun we had tonight. Again, guys, though, it's a survival map. If you're gonna come play on it, it's a full-out free-for-all. Have fun. You know, make friends, make allies, or make some enemies, but don't bitch about it afterwards. It's just the nature of the game. So that's how you use factions, guys. Look forward to seeing, you know, some creative names and what you guys decide to do with them. Make sure you go far from spawn, because if you're staying close to spawn, someone's going to find it, and you're going to cry about it, and we're probably just going to laugh about it. So again, sexyminecraft.com, guys, is the website. Hop on Mumble as well. That's why we've got the server. There's lots of people there that can talk, and you can use it for your factions as well. If you guys are out and about to do something, we are going to introduce some war games pretty soon. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.